All right. Good morning, folks. Well, we had a fun night with the Relic Delta changes being explained by quite a few of the content creators who are involved in the testing and those who have just heard from us who were involved in the testing. And I know that there have been a ton of questions. I want to provide my first update post initial announcement. And I want to make clear that right now it's about 1 p.m. where I am, which means it is 11:10. It's about 9 a.m. for CG. So we haven't heard from CG yet about our feedback. I know everybody did provide things, um, but it's not unreasonable since it is literally 9 a.m. Um, what I do want to provide in this space right now is a TLDR of the feedback that I gave, which I did post on our Discord as well. But I also wanted to provide a couple of testing notes and clarifications as well. And we will talk about those things after the intro. Okay, so I do want to make clear that as the system currently stands, I am not happy with it. And I do believe that the system overall is oppressive. I am giving CG the benefit of the doubt in that this isn't nefarious and that they are genuinely asking for testing help because I do believe that over the last 2 years, they've earned a lot of goodwill from me and from some of the other content creators. That does not mean that they have made the right decision all the time, but I think that they have been making decisions in a better, more meaningful way over these last 2 years overall. I do want to clarify something from yesterday. Um, we know about the PvP changes. When it comes to PvE, a lot of people have been saying a lot of different things. When it comes to PvE, currently, as it stands, PvE content does not have relic levels, just characters are at relics. That's relic 0. And from my testing, it seems like anything below relic 0 is treated as relic 0. Now, we were told that the raid will be updated to reflect relic levels based on the level of entry. We were told that Rise of the Empire will be updated to reflect relic levels related to the level of entry. I have seen a lot of people in the community asking about assault battles and saying this is going to really throw assault battles through the ringer. I want to clarify that we have not been told to express or um, given any guidance on updates to the journey or to assault battles. And I really don't think that there's a reason for CG to update those two things. So as it stands right now, we do not know if those will be updated or changed at all. And if things stay exactly the same as they are now, nothing will change there. Um, Before I go into my version of my feedback, a lot of people asked me some testing notes, and I did test a few smaller things today. I actually took off of work just because I was up so late talking on Discord, on Reddit, and basically everywhere in between. Some of these things may be obvious to some of you, but these were questions that were asked, and they were things that I was easily able to kind of figure out through playing the game at 1x. Yes, I know that sounds terrible. So, one of the questions I was asked was, how does JML's granted ability work? It looks like the delta goes to the character actually doing the attack. And if you look at the inherited ability, inherited teachings, whatever it's called, it says that JML calls a character to attack, and that character does damage equal to 60% of JML's max protection, right? So the character being called, it is their relic level that affects the damage. And yes, it does affect the damage from the initial damage as well as the max protection damage. I also tested if an ally does damage and calls an ally, they both have separate delta calculations. This makes sense to me, but it was something that was asked of me, and so I tested it, and I tested it with Jedi Knight Luke's middle special and a Relic 1 ETH Koth. G12, it seems, is being treated as Relic 0, right? I did upgrade some of my characters. I had some G12 characters. I had some Relic 1 and R0 characters. And it seems to be consistent that if your character is below relics, they are treated as if they are Relic 0. So when it comes to situations where you have a very low gear character, the 4 levels are going to apply based on R0 to R4. I was asked about annihilate effects. They still work in high relic variance battles. I didn't see why they wouldn't. It's not damage being dealt, it is just a destroy or annihilate effect. I was still able to kill R9 enemies with an R5 Nihilus. And it does appear that massive damage and reduce massive damage are both affected as well. I was using Annihilate with Nihilus against Lord Vader, I think it was. No, I think it was against JML. Yeah, it was against JML, and it was interesting because I was using the new batch Omega, which is still in the game, to lower the cooldowns and then do the whole thing. And it does appear that those things are reduced. I believe that basically all of the damage calculations are happening as normal, and then this is happening at the very end of those calculations. But even at 1x, the damage numbers go very slowly, and I don't even want to save videos privately that only I can view on my computer for fear of Meathead's wrath. So I have not taken those videos to scrub and pause damage numbers at all. Now, as for my feedback, because I've been seeing a lot of things on Discord and Reddit about my thoughts, and people have been paraphrasing me, and those paraphrases have been completely incorrect about how I feel about this. Again, I do believe the system as it stands is oppressive. I have talked to free-to-play players. I've talked to casual players. I've talked to some of the biggest whales that some of you probably don't even realize exist in this game. And it seems that even the biggest spenders are not liking the idea of the system and feel that it is devaluing the skill in the system. So the feedback that I have provided in a very long video, but I will trunctuate it for you, is as followed. Separating the PvE and the PvP system so that the numbers will be different between the two. Separating the offense and defense to not be the same values. So the offense buff will not be the same as the defense buff. In PvP, offense values increase in 5% increments, 5%, 10%, 15%, 20%. In PvP, defense values become 2.5% increments, so 2.5%, 5%, 7.5%, and 10%. I believe that if we keep the values like that, we will still see changes in some of the counters, but it will not be egregious or aggressive, and strong modding will still be able to overcome those things, especially when we're talking about 1 or 2 relic level differences, bringing a relic 7 team against a relic 9 team, bringing a relic 6 team or a relic 5 team against a relic 8 or 7 team. I think it will fundamentally change the game, but not in a way that is terrible for players. In PvE, either keep the same numbers as they are right now, just specifically because there is no negative to players, and it will just speed up things for players, or double the new proposed PvP changes. So instead of 5, 10, 15, 20, it would be 10, 20, 30, 40, and defense values would be 5, 10, 15, 20. But I don't think there is actually a reason to change what it is already now. We could say it would stay the same, but I think it wouldn't shore up the actual time changes for PvE, and it wouldn't be enough of a bonus to players for dealing with the semi-negatives that would be happening in PvP. So I do feel that the PvE should still stay relatively high to help players to build their team out. When it comes to Conquest, I have recommended that the system is completely turned off in Conquest, until further testing is done. Now, again, I don't know how long testing is. It could be 6 months. I have no idea. But I believe that for now, on the assumption that this system is coming, by the end of the year, and that's only based off of the post that CG made 3 months ago. I think that it should be turned off in Conquest, and Conquest should be revisited separately, specifically because I recognize that there are going to be some really big issues with Sector 5 and players who are at the, 6, 7, 8 million range. And there are also going to be issues with being able to do debuff feats in Sector 1 or Sector 2 or Sector 3. Imagine having an R9 Padawan Obi-Wan, even with the Omicron, because damage happens before the attempt to inflict debuffs. I feel like you're just going to kill things too quickly. So I think that it is an overall negative change with literally no positives in Conquest. So that is the base level feedback I have provided. I don't know what the feedback is that other creators have provided to CG. And we obviously, it's 9 in the morning for them, so we have not heard back. I again want to stress to everybody that my goal is to be equitable. My goal is to be reasonable. My goal is to help CG build a system that makes the game better, not a system that makes players quit. So please, keep providing your feedback, keep providing your testing suggestions, because those testing suggestions have helped me to look into like little minutia details, and they've provided great conversation pieces on Discord. And if you're not on our Discord and do want to provide some of that feedback in a critical and reasonable manner, join up on Discord, and I'm there, and other really great people are there talking about these changes as well. So I will keep everybody updated as we hear more, either through video or through just Discord posts. Keep on keeping on. Peace out, guys, and have a great rest of your day.